Hey, I forgot that you have to click add to stage. But I got to try out StreamYard's new thing where you can automatically play an intro. So that's kind of fun. I don't have a really fancy intro, but it's nice to have a little countdown. That's kind of cool. Thanks for being here. Misha, you're the first one in. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I was hanging out and I was like, it's been so long since I did this from home. I don't know. Like, it might just be me talking to myself for an hour, but that's okay. I would find something to do. I would probably just read on camera, to be honest. Uh, hey, Garrett, good to see you. Thanks for staying awake with us. Mary, sis, thank you for being here. Good to see you. Hey, Janet. Hey, Carry On. So nice to see you're going live. I can't stay as I'm traveling right now, but I wanted to wish you well and say hello to you and everyone. Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hello, Carry On. And I hope you have safe travels too. I hope you're traveling for fun reasons. Hey, Warren. Good to see you. Victoria, British Columbia right now. Oh, wow. The ocean. I want to be by the ocean. That sounds beautiful. That sounds gorgeous. I want to be by the ocean. That sounds lovely. I live in North Texas, north of Dallas. Um, Garrett's local. He lives near where I do. But for those of y'all that aren't familiar with the area here, it's very much the plains, like it's a lot of like flat, grassy. It's not super exciting. I mean, sometimes it's cool when you get out in the country and you can see like miles and miles away. That's kind of neat. But it's very flat. I like the ocean. I miss the ocean. Mist, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here. See how late you can stay awake. Well, I do not take it personally if people doze off during the stream. In fact, I consider that a compliment if you think my voice is calming enough to fall asleep to. I've been practicing doing guided progressive muscle relaxation exercises with people. So if I have a more soothing voice, then that's good for stuff like that. I was thinking of doing a pre-recorded video of doing a progressive muscle relaxation script. I mean, I know at first I was like, no, I don't know if I need to do that. There are a million of those out there. And I was like, well, why not add to them? Why not? I may as well. I do it every day anyway. Hey, Matrix, I'm so glad to see you. I hope that you get some good, restful sleep. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. I'll reach out to you a little bit later if it's okay at a more reasonable hour. Did I miss anybody? You know what? You're right, Garrett. We do have a lake. I stand corrected. We do have a lake. I think the closest lake to us is probably Lake Lavon. But keep in mind, all but one of the lakes in Texas are man-made lakes. That means like people had to dig them out with giant machines and things like that to create them. They're not like natural lakes. With boats, yes, I suppose there are boats there. I guess that makes it a real lake. Cookies. Yes, I believe Mary is going live to discuss cookies. Or no, Kim with My Other's Keeper mentioned that. Me? Did she mention that I'm going live to discuss cookies? Or is she talking about Mary's Christmas cookie exchange? Maybe I didn't keep up. Maybe I'm behind. I could very well be. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Matrix Rabbit. Well, if you're not sleeping well, you're welcome to hang out and chat with us and dip in and out. I'll probably be hanging out here for, I don't know, about an hour or till everybody gets sick of me or till my son wakes up. He's been sleeping pretty good though. I don't think he's gonna wake up. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Oh, okay. Misha says during the live tonight, Kim came up with a great idea for all of us. Daily meditation hour. For those of us who can only rest via trickery and such. I love that. That's a wonderful idea. I'm sorry I missed you and my other's keeper earlier this evening. That tends to fall like right around like bath time, run up to bedtime. So when stuff plays in that 5 to 7 hour, I often miss it or I hear it in like one ear and I don't catch everything that's going on. But I do have that in my watch later, my catch up queue. Caddy Lake. Oh, Caddo Lake. Wait, what? They have a movie? I don't understand. The lake has a movie? There's a movie about the lake, maybe? Thank you, Misha. Ones for all who need them, absolutely. Whether you're asking for them or just quietly needing them. And if you're too shy to ask, that's fine, because I know often I'm too shy to ask. And if you guys don't know what ones are, ones is something that we borrow, appropriate, kindly steal, if you like that phraseology, from the YouTube channel, The Lifeboat. Ones mean whatever, whatever your version of well wishes, prayers, good vibes, whatever you do that expresses your desire for someone to feel better and be well. That's what ones mean, basically. It's meant to be all encompassing. Miss Dragon actually has a good video on her channel describing what those mean. Let's see. Oh, hi, Crafty Witch. Yay! I have so many people hanging out here tonight who make cool stuff, by the way. Matrix Rabbit does all this cool resin work. Crafty Witch does all sorts of cool 3D printing. Mary from Busted Crochet does all this cool crochet stuff. So many creative people who are hanging out here. And I don't have a whole lot of hobbies because mostly I work and take care of my kid. That's mostly what I do. I like to sing. I can do that in the car. I can do that in the car. Um, what else do I like? I like to do yoga. I go to yoga once a week, but I don't know if you call that a hobby so much as like that's what maintains my sanity, Because I have found that if I don't go to a yoga class once a week, I get like on edge and like everybody can tell. Like John, my husband, he could tell if I don't go to yoga once a week, I get cranky. So I don't know if that's a hobby so much as it's just a requirement at this point. Hey, Rick Spicer, good to see you. Yes, cookies. Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Busted Crochet Mary's channel yet, please do. She has a lot of really cool content on there. Her mission is connection, staying connected, positivity of connection, not being alone, not suffering in silence. It's really great. And Mary is really awesome. I've gotten really close to her. She's like a sister to me. She's my adopted sister. I guess what do you call it? Sister from another mister. I suppose. With the meditation, kind of like body doubling, but with Zen. I love that. I'll go back and watch it, but I kind of wondered like, did she mean like to have somebody like talk through it or just have like chill music in the background? Because I was already thinking of putting up some videos with like talking through progressive muscle relaxation scripts or um, things like that, um, like other guided meditations. So that could be fun. That could be fun. I end up I end up talking people through. I mean, I use a script for that most of the time, just so I remember the different muscle groups that you're supposed to tense and relax. So, but that would be fun. That would be cool. Caddo Lake. There's a movie about Caddo Lake by M. Night Shyamalan. What? Is Caddo Lake creepy? Well, since when was it creepy? I didn't know it was creepy. Why didn't I know about this? Ooh, yes, yes. Y'all check out Mary's channel. You can turn in your cookie recipe there. And you can exchange. You can see other people's cookie recipes too. And there's Crafty Witch's channel. Mary is on it tonight. Mary is sharing all of our friends. Thank you so much, Mary. And there's our friend Rick Spicer who does a lot of really fun shorts. They always make me smile. Misha's channel. Misha does really cool stuff with AI. Um, this is the link to, I'm not sure if this is the link to a specific video. Maybe that's the link to your video explaining what ones are. Oh, okay. The only cool stuff I made was my daughter. Well, you know what? To be fair, the coolest thing I made was my son too. So, I mean, to be fair, I guess we don't need hobbies, right? Oh, wow. Rick, I like this. We should come up with a number for the F word, like 5 for when you're pissed. I like that. I like that. I like to usually I just like type like a combination of the symbols, like the number sign and stuff like that. But I like a number for the F word. 15th, on the 15th of November, find out how much of my tata I get to keep. Praying that it's good news, whatever that means for you. I don't know if it would I don't know if it's easier or simpler or less complicated, like if it happens a certain way or not, but much prayers and love, and I hope it is whatever is the most healthy and low stress for you, for sure. That's right. Mary's having a monetization celebration on November 9th. Connection and giveaways happening. Ooh, we like giveaways. Yeah, you guys. Mary from Blessed to Crochet, her channel just reached enough subscribers and watch hours to get monetization, which is a big deal. That's amazing. And Mary, you deserve it. You have worked your hiney off, growing your channel and reaching out to people and making connections and making friends, and you're in it for all the right reasons. And I just think that's so awesome. I just think it's great. And y'all, probably, if I have any thumbnails that are decent looking, Mary probably made them for me because I haven't been awesome about that. I love that about the meditation stream. Not sure just yet. Came up with it on the fly during our talk. Still much to discuss, but I'm excited already. That sounds really cool. I would love that. I would participate or assist or any of the above. That sounds really, really fun. That sounds really fun. The bacon jam. So I want to record it when I try it. But then whenever I have time to record it when I try it is like when I'm off work when my child is home. So my child could be running in and out of the stream, but I think I'm just going to eat it regardless of if I have time to record it or not, because I don't want it to go bad because it looks delicious. But I do have it. I've just been putting off because I wanted to record it, but I may just eat it. Or I may eat it in my car because that's like like if my kiddo is home and asleep and everybody's here, my car is the place I can go to, like in the garage that's quiet. I did my own like telehealth therapy session from my car, not with a client of mine, but like my own with my therapist. I did it from my car the other day because it was quieter out there. Hey, sweet tea. Good to see you. I'm awake for a few minutes. Nice to see everyone. Good to see you too. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming to say hi. I was happy to see you. I think I saw you in another stream earlier today. I can't remember. Maybe it was Chase the Heat, but it was good to see you. Oh dear. Okay, here we go. Warren's using math words. I'm going to try to keep up here. Convert between base 36 and base 10. Then all words can be disguised as numbers. Oh, so this would be a built-in like code. Oh, I don't know how to do the base thing though. I don't off the top of my head actually know what that means, so I don't know how to do it. But that sounds really cool. I trust you. I would like to do that. Bacon jam. Ooh, you know what? If I give my son bacon jam, he might eat it all. And then there won't be any left for me. That's okay. I'll share. I'll share it. It would put a new meaning to car jam. Oh, if I ate it out in the car. It would, wouldn't it? That would be fun. So what did I title today? I titled the stream Critical Thinking and Maybe Aliens. Y'all, I put maybe aliens because in the lifeboat in the live chat over there earlier tonight, a Rolling Stone was asking, like, hey, can you talk about aliens tonight? But they're Rolling Stone's not here, but that's okay. We can still talk about aliens if you guys want to. But the first thing I was thinking of was critical thinking because I don't know, this has come up a lot to me. Like I've just been kicking this around in my head the past like I don't know, 2 weeks or so. Like, maybe it's because of political climates and things like that and the news cycle and how much vitriol there is around all that. But it seems like people tend to just accept what information is spat out at like face value. Like, not everybody, obviously, but it seems like a lot of people if they see something written somewhere or they hear somebody say something about something or someone, they just like take it as like the gospel truth. And that's not necessarily always the case. In fact, that's often not the case. Usually, if people are talking about other people, particularly in a negative light, usually they have some kind of vested interest in creating that impression of the person. And usually it's more complicated than what's being presented. And I just think that people jump to conclusions and just believe what's presented to them too quickly. And I feel like that's a theme in the whole country, really, is that, like, I know that's something that they touched on a little bit with me in school, but really it wasn't school that gave me that. It was really my parents. It was really very much they encouraged me to like be skeptical of things that I heard, even to the point of like, don't even believe them about things, which kind of caused arguments sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. Hey, No Face is here. Good to see you. You know what? Now that whenever I unlock my phone and I try to, so I'll tell you why I thought of this. So my phone has an option where you can try to use like biometrics, like you can press the little face, but I don't have that set up. So when I press it, it says, let me try it. When I press it, it says no face detected. And so every time it says no face detected, I think of your username. I think of No Face. So car jam. Yeah, I like that. Ooh. Warren says there's a great book on this, Bull Spotting, Finding Facts in the Age of Misinformation. I'm going to write that down. Should I write it down or should I put it in my phone? I'm going to write it down. Bull Spotting. I like that. So my parents encouraged me to do this. Like critical thinking involves like questioning what you hear. It involves considering the source. Does the source have a vested interest in giving you a certain impression of something? It involves considering alternative sources. It involves considering, okay, well, what are the other possibilities here? What else could it be? Um, I don't think a lot of people do that anymore, like with regard to all kinds of things. And I'm not saying don't trust any kind of like media outlet or anything like that. I'm just saying think about it. Think about the alternatives because especially today, a lot of media outlets have an interest in selling things. Like really, like they sell time to advertisers and if it's something that can get people to watch longer or stay on a platform longer, then that might be the real motivation more so than just giving accurate, good information. Like if you've ever gotten stuck scrolling on Facebook for a long time or any of those other platforms or things like that, those algorithms are designed to figure out what makes us stay on them longer. So, like, if cat videos keep you on longer, it's going to feed you more cat videos. If angry stuff about politics keeps you scrolling longer, it's going to send you more of that stuff. So, and they're going to want to put whatever keeps you on longer so that you see more ads, so that you hopefully buy more stuff. So, it's just something that worries me that I think about all the time. Let's see. Written in 2012. Ooh, so it's a little not old, but like, oh gosh, it is 2024, isn't it? It's 12 years old, proven to be prophetic. Yeah, I bet. I will check that out for sure. About conspiracy theories ranging from birtherism to JFK assassination to moon landing to Holocaust denial. Wow. That sounds amazing. Misha says just like my kind of stuff. Yeah, it sounds interesting. Who's stalking you? Crafty witch? Do I need to like bow up to somebody and be protective? Who's stalking you? How dare they? How dare they? So I guess critical thinking goes along with aliens. Like when you think about it, uh, like for a lot of people, they just assume aliens aren't real. There's no aliens. Oh, the ad peeps. They are. They are. They are stalking you. They're stalking all of us. Sorry, I have to drink some of my tea. The ad peeps are stalking all of us. Well, not stalking us so much as trying to sell us things. What's really creepy is like I'll have a conversation like with my husband or something about like ordering something or like shopping for something or replacing something, and it'll be without like Google searching it or anything like that, and it'll be like a few minutes later when I open my phone, that's the ad I'll see. And I think that just kind of, yeah, yeah, my microphone is, even though I have it turned out, it's picking up on that some way, and it's kind of creepy, but in a way, I don't know. I mean, I figured that would eventually happen, right? But we always kind of thought it would be like government organizations that were stalking us and tapping our stuff, but really it's advertisers trying to sell us stuff. And in a way, I find that kind of comforting because their motives to me are predictable. They're going to do whatever they can to sell more stuff to me, and I find that more predictable than just people who just want to keep power for power's sake. So I don't know. Maybe I need to think more about that. Maybe I need to think more critically. Miss says Facebook algorithms must take me because I can't be on for more than 5 minutes at a time. And just an FYI, your camera watches you for your reaction when you're scrolling. What? It takes a picture every 6 seconds. Scary. That's creepy. I'm like opening it up now to like double check on it. What if if I purposefully make like, that's interesting. I wonder if I could like manipulate it. Like, I wonder if I could, I mean, I don't know. I guess my facial expressions are kind of like immediate and genuine. I wonder how much it picks up on that. Like, I want, like, people do these things called micro expressions, which is like just for a split second, they'll like betray like their true feelings about something. And then very quickly, like, they'll cover it over with something else. Like, you'll see that with people who are like, you know, have pathological lying or, are trying to manipulate or get one over on you or something like that. I wonder if phones and AI picks up on that kind of stuff. You're able to see my newest vid, Warren Shull, not trying to promote, but I think you might really appreciate it, says Misha. There are a lot of messages hidden within from a movie that's almost 100 years old. Oh, Misha does really cool stuff on our channel with AI. The AI doesn't control Misha. Misha controls the AI. It's cool. All my PCs have cameras taken out. Yes, there are additional cams that aren't well known inside most devices. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. So I did have when I had my work laptop when I worked my corporate job, um the first one that they issued me, it didn't have like a little thing that you closed over the camera. But what I did is I cut out a little sticky note, and whenever I wasn't using it, whenever I wasn't in a meeting, I covered it up. And later I got one that had like a little slider you could use, and I used that all the time. And I kind of felt like this is probably a little bit paranoid, but maybe it's not. So I don't know. Keep all my old phones on my MacBook when not to use in a Faraday bag. What's a Faraday bag? Is that something special that like keeps it from spying on you? I've showed on my lives that little red light blinks because it's getting a picture of you from your front facing camera. No, I thought that was like, I don't know. I thought that was like a power button or something. I feel so used. Crafty, you have a horrible concentration base. Oh, so for you, you might just be reading something like really intense and like concentrating on it really hard, and it'll think that you're mad at it and like, oh, we won't show her more of that. Or unless it keeps you on longer. Like, I don't think that the algorithms care about your emotions. I think that they care about what keeps you on the platform the longest. And some people are motivated to stay on something more by anger and by irritation. So I think that's something to look at. Notice when you text someone, your phone blinks bright that a pic of you taken. Ah, so sad. Have a treat for thinkers that I love, like you guys here soon, and it is not going to be brought to you by Pfizer. Huh. I don't know what that is, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Exciting. What does that mean? So, don't recommend taking the phone into the bathroom with you. If you do, shove it someplace with the cameras not visible. I usually cover mine with a towel so I can still hear the music. Now I'm gonna think about this. Now I'm gonna think about this a lot. Uh, huh. Like just thinking of like everywhere my phone went with me. What kind of expression? Oh gosh. You know where I do tend to like leave my phone in my car and I don't take it into the building with me is my yoga class because I don't want it to even like buzz while I'm in there and disturb people. So that's not in the same building with me. That's out in the car. I'm not looking at it. Um, and then sometimes, like, if I go to my own therapy session, like to see my own therapist in person, I'll leave the phone out in the car. And that's because that way it doesn't distract me. Like, I get work stuff on my phone and, I don't want to be in the work headspace. So maybe that's for the best. Exactly. We are paying to become the product. Yeah. That is working for the data as we are charged to be promoted through. You're right, because we do have to pay for our internet service. We do have to pay for our data plans and things like that, but it's being used to sell stuff to us. I never thought about it from that perspective. That's irritating. That's extra irritating. I feel like the advertisers who I bought stuff from online should be paying for my part of my internet. Faraday bag, protecting electronic devices from external electromagnetic interference and unauthorized access. Oh, I wonder if these are so I work with some teenage clients and some of them tell me about their schools having these policies in place with their cell phones that as soon as they get to school in the morning, they have to like in front of a staff member like turn off their phone and put it in this special pouch that then locks. And then at the end of the day, the staff has to like unlock it for them. I wonder if it's something like that. Well, I mean, if my phone is following me everywhere, like I do have to change my clothes sometimes. So it would stand to reason. And I use my phone to play music. So like I put it up on the little thing in the shower. So yeah, probably. That's kind of terrifying. Oh no. Oh, please nobody hack my phone. I've had a child. Misha says, rarely even use a phone now unless I absolutely have to or I have to pick the kiddo up. Wow. So you do your interneting, I guess, on like a laptop or a Chromebook? Um, I do most of my internet. So I don't know. I guess like most of my personal internet stuff I do on my phone throughout the day. Um, or like right now, I'm on my Chromebook. My work stuff, I use a computer at work for that. But I tend not to like mix the two, like I try to use like a device for personal stuff as little as possible for work stuff and vice versa. Um, just because for me, the mental separation is helpful. We are the data. We are the data. It knows all the stuff I've bought. Amazon knows all the stuff I bought since I got an account, which was back when it still only sold books. Hey, Don Gloves, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Even your phone calls are via your PC. Wow. Like, do you use the Facebook Messenger calling app? Miss says, or what was it? Miss says, Fair bag, also known as an off grid bag, pretty much eliminates any signal coming in or out of your phone or laptop. Oh. So I guess like if you wanted to, I don't know, like if you're having a sensitive conversation, like say, I don't know, like say you want to go to your therapy session, but you don't like, it's not feasible to leave your phone out in the car or something like that. I guess you could put it on do not disturb or turn it off and put it in one of those things. That's interesting. Never thought about that before. I wonder if putting it in airplane mode is enough. I wonder. Doubt they care much about protecting the students' privacy like that, though. Yeah, it's probably I don't think it's about privacy. I think those rules in place are more about just, like, cutting down on disruptions in class, like, they don't want them texting and, like, playing on their phones and stuff when they're supposed to be in class. Honestly, it's too hard for me to see my phone screen these days. Yeah, I hear you. They're little. They're little. I actually think I have mine set up like the text is like a little bit bigger. Like I don't have mine on the smallest text. It's mine's a little bit bigger. It's not huge, but I keep the text a little bit bigger just because I use my phone for so many things. Like I can read really tiny print if I have to, but I don't like doing that all day long. Oh, cool. Text Now, Google Voice, Personal Mobile, and working on my own SIP VoIP setup soon, hopefully to be rolled out. Very cool. Very cool. No, airplane mode isn't what it used to be. It's still a listing device. No way, really? See, now I'm thinking maybe I should leave my cell phone out in my car during the day at work because, um, like, when I go have in person therapy sessions with people, they're telling me personal stuff. I mean, they have their phones with them, but that's up to them. Um, But usually what I do is I bring my phone inside, and then when I'm in session, I put it on do not disturb and I put it in the drawer in the desk, right? So maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should leave it in the car. That's just a thought. Nah, you're not boring. Would somebody boring made this? Absolutely not. Nobody boring would have made me. Rah. That's a cool little dragon Crafty Witch made with a 3D printer. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Warren, for keeping us all on track. So, back to aliens. Are the aliens the ones listening to us on our phones, trying to sell us things? See how I did that? And are you thinking critically about whether that's happening? I tied it all together. It was via very skinny thread, but I tied it all together. So when I think of aliens, I always think of the X Files, which is a TV show I really enjoyed watching with my older brother. Like sometimes it was a little bit too old for me, I think at the time it was on, but I still enjoyed watching it. And I had a big old crush on David Duchovny as Agent Mulder, um, which, come to think of it, is maybe like not a very good sign of things to come. But I digress. Anyway, so I liked the "I want to believe" saying that he had, and I do think that it's it would take a lot of hubris to assume, as big as the universe is, that there's not other intelligent life out there somewhere. Like what we see and what we are aware of is such a tiny, tiny fraction of what is there. I guess the bigger question is, have they been here? Like have they been here on Earth? Like there's a lot of stuff out there, like people like saying like, oh, they've been on Earth and it's been covered up, yada yada yada. Um, I think that's even like come out in some major news outlets before, like, by the way, they were aliens. But nobody said anything. I'm not as well versed on that. I've always kind of been of the opinion of like, yeah, there's probably other intelligent life out there. And it seems as plausible to me as anything that they would have been here before. I don't know. I'm historically a pretty open minded person. Um, like, I tend to think that something like that, I think, is more likely to be possible. Now, there have been times in my life when I was too open-minded, right? Like, I was so open-minded, if I turned my head to the side, my brains would fall out of my ears. I'm not quite that open-minded anymore, but I'm still a pretty open-minded person. The donkey elephant, what? And just who is really pulling the donkey elephant strings these days? Cue in the dramatic music. Wait, wait, wait. Bum, bum, bum. See, he's a minion. He's the one. I don't know. He's the one pulling the strings because he's diabolical. Actually, this is not just a minion. This is in a little aromatherapy stick. He smells like eucalyptus. Miss says, I wanted to believe until the government said they were real. Oh, that unsold it for you. Like, they're probably making stuff up. It was plausible until the government said it was existing. That's fair. You know what? That's totally fair. Want to prove it to yourself is easy. Aliens. Totally agree. Life is probably out there, but if it has already been here, why don't we ever get a close, clear look? That's a good question. I think what I've heard some people posit is that government's leadership tends to try to suppress it or hide it. Now, I'm not sure what if that's true. I don't know if that's true. If it is, I'm not sure what the motivation for suppressing it or hiding it would be. If unless it's just that there's like a fear that it's going to create some kind of civil unrest or something. But there's already a lot of civil unrest. Hello, so I don't know. Um, but I guess that's really the only argument I've ever heard for why don't we ever get a close, clear look is that someone is purposefully trying to suppress the information. But I'm not aware off the top of my head of evidence for that. And that's part of critical thinking too, is considering the alternatives, but then also considering, okay, is there evidence for that alternative, right? Um, the first step is going to be questioning, like asking questions, acknowledging assumptions. Some people have an assumption that aliens don't exist. Some people have an assumption that they do. So if you have an assumption already, that's going to kind of color or affect the way you interpret any other incoming information. Um, Analyzing is important, breaking it down to identify any kind of hidden issues. Um, I think the hardest part for most people is evaluating, like using like rational, like unbiased, like trying to be unbiased when you're looking at things too. I think that's difficult for a lot of people, especially if you're going into it with an assumption already. Let's see. Much propo. I don't know what propo stands for, but yes, probably. Take your modern phone and point it to the sky at night. Zoom in when you see odd blinking. Take that 1 or 2 nights. Oh, that sounds creepy and fun. This is a fun conversation for right before Halloween, too. That's true. You know what, Warren? Like, I'm glad you pointed it out. They would have to travel a crazy distance. And I know you're a mathematician, so you would appreciate that probably more than like the average person. Um, but who are we to say that like other intelligent life hasn't figured out how to do that, like how to make that happen? You know, I guess that's my question. Unless it's just, I don't know, you would have to like bend space and time, or you would have to be in transit for a long time. But like I'm basing that on the assumption that other life has a lifespan similar to mine and that they would have to like reproduce and die and send more of those people there, but maybe they have like a longer lifespan than I do, maybe. So maybe what seems like a long time to me is not a long time to the theoretical hypothetical aliens. That's a good point. Miss Dragon says possible reasons for hiding would be civil unrest and the ability to use their technology for the war machine. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because war is very profitable and governments and corporations that support it have a vested interest in keeping people at war. So if there's technology to make, I don't know if you can make war more efficient, but I could see that. I think that's, I think that's plausible. What? No way, Rick. I want to see that. I have over 3 hours on film and a photo of an open portal with ships arriving. I'm going to see that. I hope you put that on your channel. I want to see that. That sounds wild. Warren says you would think if aliens wanted to talk to humans, they would land in a populated area and be impossible to miss. Well, I don't assume that they want to talk to you. I mean, like if I were traveling to like some faraway planet and there was intelligent life there, I think I would approach with caution. Like I don't know how they're going to react to me. So actually this is the way I already approach other humans, but that's beside the point is I spend a long time observing and listening before I interact. And I think that probably that would be a reasonable thing to do if you are an alien and you have traveled to another planet and encountered other intelligent life, because you don't know if they're going to immediately react defensively or aggressively. So maybe they don't want to talk to us right away. And maybe they spend some time observing us and decided we're not that much worth talking to. That's always a possibility, right? Oh, I like this. Crafty Witch says, I think we are a pit stop in the universe scheme. I think we are. I like that. I think Earth is a very, very teeny, 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 tiny, tiny little piece of the universe. Tiny little piece. I stood outside in the cold yesterday looking for the comet, only to realize it blew itself apart. Oh no! I hope you didn't get too cold. I hope you didn't get too cold, mist. Oh, these are potential alternate reasons why such information or evidence of aliens might be suppressed. Distraction, larger agenda, propaganda to keep society on the hook without confirming. So when unexplainable things occur, you're right. Like there's nothing, you know, there's almost a theatrical element to that last part, like propaganda to keep society on the hook. If you release just a like little bit of the information, like that's just enough to kind of like get people interested and like what their appetite. But if you like withhold more information, then people are constantly kind of like waiting for, okay, what's the rest of the story? Like maybe we'll get the rest of the story soon. So I think that's a good point. Like I hadn't thought about that before. I like this. That's a very good point, Misha. Who's to say we aren't the aliens to begin with? Exactly. I mean, I'm glad that you brought this up because that's totally subjective. Like who is the alien and who is not. Like if you think about just the dictionary definition of alien, it just means belonging to a foreign country or a nation, a foreigner, one who's not naturalized. So it's just they're from somewhere else. So I guess you could look at it like, so I'm here, like we're here, we are all kind of like earthlings, I guess. So if somebody comes here from somewhere else to us, they are the alien. Uh, but if they're looking at it from their perspective, from their home to them, we're the aliens, but they are kind of coming to our home. So I think it depends on where you go, right? I think it depends on whose home game it is, so to speak, right? Like who the visitor and who is the home team depends on whose gym you're at, whose field you're playing at. So, but that's a good question. Not imagine the religious connotations. Yeah, I think it would be very easy. Yeah, I could see, you know, also people tend to interpret what they see differently based on the beliefs they already have. So, for example, a person who already believes that aliens are likely to exist and have visited Earth is more likely to interpret weird flashing lights in the sky as possibly an alien, right? A person who doesn't believe that to be very possible, but maybe has a lot of religious beliefs about like the return of a Messiah or something like that, they're much more likely to interpret those unusual flashing lights as having to do with something like that. And then a person who's completely skeptical of all those things already doesn't believe any of that is likely. They're more likely to interpret the same flashing lights as just, oh, it's probably an airplane, right? So, I mean, that's called confirmation bias, right? Whenever you tend to interpret things in a way that matches what you already think. And the problem, so everybody has that. We all have that. Like even the most critical thinkers have that. The trick is to be aware that you have that so you can think outside of it sometimes. That's kind of a a circular. uh, Maybe on some level I make a little bit of sense, but if I don't, it's okay. We'll go back to talking about the phones getting spied on. Warren asks, should we believe everything on the basis that the government could be hiding it? I don't think so, not necessarily. That's a good question, though. That was just one potential reason for, like the question you had asked earlier was, if aliens have visited Earth, why don't have we have more clear evidence of it? Well, that could be one reason. Government could be hiding it. Other reasons we might not have clear evidence of it, y'all can probably think of more than I can, but maybe they don't want to be seen, right? So that's possible. And I'm not saying like anything definitive. Um, I think it's just fun to consider. I think it's just fun to talk about. Misha says that's what started my convo, turned into song Hello World, to be honest. I have a whole theory on all of this, but it would take too long to get into, blah, blah. I would love for you to get into it. Oh, I guess it's almost at the hour mark, but I should do another stream and I can invite you onto it and then we can get into it more. That would be fun. I would love that. Actually, I was going to send out I was thinking about like sending out an invite link to people today, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up. So thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate y'all. Next time I'll send out an invite link, and if anyone wants to just hop on and chat about whatever we're chatting about, we can do that. And if something weird happens, oh well, that'll be fun and exciting and new, right? And new is fun. Let's see. Misha says, not at all. Warren show at the same time, though, we shouldn't just believe everything because they aren't either. We should always be willing to think outside the box, consider everything we know could. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, cool. Mary says, I will be on My Best Life After 60 tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. And there's the channel link. That's awesome. I'm going to put on my notifications for that. 12 p.m. Am I going to be, I might be in session then, but if they cancel their no show, I will definitely be there. Or if I'll put it on replay. That's exciting. Ooh, interesting. Neil deGrasse Tyson has a good 10-minute rant about UFOs that would actually be good evidence. I'll have to find that. That sounds exciting. What do you guys think of? I don't know much about Neil deGrasse Tyson, actually. Like I've heard his name. I know generally of him, but I really don't know much about him. It's not like to just be real with you, like space, the cosmos is not one of my areas of expertise. Like I'm just kind of doing a mental exercise and thinking about possibilities just like, anybody else. So I've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson's name, but I don't know his theory about UFOs. But that sounds interesting. That's my big problem with everything is I get so interested in everything. And then I want to learn everything about it, but I never have time to learn as much as I want to learn about something. Yeah. And in the same vein, Mist says, always learn a bit of everything, even the far out stuff, because if that's the reality, you can explain it to others. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, Crafty Witch says, Jason, I watched Tales of Halloween yesterday and there was the cutest little alien. Oh, I love that. So aliens could be cute. And like we're all assuming, maybe we're not all assuming, but I was originally assuming aliens are probably like human sized, but they're not necessarily. There could be intelligent life out there and they could be teeny, teeny, tiny. Like they could be like bug sized. And that's why we have no clear evidence of them because they're too tiny for us to capture. Or they could be giant, so giant that we can't even conceive of them. And that's why we don't have evidence to capture them. So there's a lot, I don't know, there's a lot of reasons there. Yes, our society has forgotten that debating is not meaning to argue rather than to learn. Yes, it's not about winning, it's about hearing another perspective and seeing what I can learn from that. I don't need to win. I don't like, if I learn something, I've won, you know? And I I honestly, truly, like, in my guts believe I can learn something from anybody. Like, anybody, there's something I can learn from them. I truly now, some people I may be less enthused to learn from. It may not be as fun, but I think I can learn from anybody. I truly, truly believe that. We should all be willing to do our own due diligence, never just assume or take other people's truth as facts or wrong because it doesn't go along with our own beliefs. Yeah, I like this. Get wound up. Wound up is fun sometimes, as long as it's not like overstressing you or like putting your blood pressure too high. But yeah, get wound up if it's fun to get wound up. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes we need to get wound up. Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, that's a bummer. I'll check him out anyway, keeping that in mind that that's possible. Ooh, too long didn't read. Warren says, if you are abducted, snatch an object from the ship and put it in your pocket. If you are then returned to Earth, bring the object to the lab. Guaranteed it will be interesting and unusual. Well, who's to say that I wasn't abducted and this isn't an object? Well, if I this is a fidget toy, but if I bring it to the lab, I guess they'll immediately find that it's like materials that originated on Earth or that were synthetically created on Earth. But that's a good point. Mary says, I like to watch The Cat in Outer Space. That's about as alien as I get. It's a good movie. The Cat in Outer Space. I have to look that up. That sounds awesome. The Cat in Outer Space. I would like to be someplace with zero gravity. That would be fun. Maybe I just need to skydive. I'll have that effect. I don't know. I feel kind of irresponsible skydiving when I have a 5-year-old. Like, what if, perchance, it goes wrong? It's not just about me. But there's this indoor skydiving place, like, near me that I think they do it with, like, giant, like, wind tunnels or something like that. That might be a little bit safer. I might look into that. Thank you, Mary. Yes, guys, please check out the lifeboat if you have not already done so. Rick Spicer. I prove we came from Mars, why the dinosaurs died, and why there is heavy vegetation all over the Earth at one time, with science, physical, and legal proof. That sounds exciting. I would love to see that. And here's our friend Jake Hudson, who makes cool songs. Chrissy's cosplay. That's Mary's daughter, Chrissy. She does really cool cosplay stuff. Warren says 1 minute physics video argues that aliens are more likely bigger but a smaller population, like larger, like physically, like than humanoid creatures. Oh, I like this, Crafty. I always think of South Park's first episode. Yes, with Cartman and the cows. I don't know if everybody is familiar with the first Park episode, but that's basically what happened is that aliens came to Earth. They abducted Cartman. There were a lot of jokes about probing. And then at the end, the aliens approached and spoke to the cows and said that they had determined the cows were the most intelligent creatures on our planet. Which may not be far off from the truth. Hey, Comic Journey. Good to see you. Never had any interest in skydiving. Oh no, unless the plane I'm in was crashing. Well, oh, I see. Like, yeah, that makes sense. That's like you have to do it to get by. That makes sense. But good to see you. Good to hear from you. Thanks for I don't think I had seen you earlier in the chat, so thanks for popping up to say hello. And here's a couple more of our friends. Chow Yun Smut usually goes live, like I think probably in a little over an hour from now. I know it's been a little like it's been, here and there different, but she does really cool content. She does a fun live with lots of chat interaction and stuff. Our friend Pup Groomer does the same kind of thing. She usually does like a live crafting stream or does some kind of artwork. The cows, yes. I mean, they've caused us many problems via their toots. Just saying. You're right. They contribute to methane gas pollution. Right. Ooh, really? Gotta get with Matrix, but we might do a live tomorrow. That would be so cool. You and Makers with Matrix Rabbit. That would be awesome. Oh, well, good to see you, Comic Journey. I'm glad that you popped in. Thanks for being here. They kept from outer space as an old Disney movie. I'm trying to think of what's my favorite alien movie that had aliens involved in it or like pop culture reference. Maybe y'all can think of some. I really it was actually part of Mystery Science Theater 2000 with the little like heckler dudes like in the back row of the theater like they would overlay them over like a really old movie like making fun of the movie and they did one for what was it? It was Santa Visits the Martians, I think. That's one of my favorite alien movies or aliens in pop culture. Oh, Mars Attacks. Yeah, I actually haven't seen that all the way through, but I've heard that it's enjoyable. Close Encounters. I don't think I've seen that one either. You know, like of all of the things that gave me nightmares as a small child, aliens were never one of them. Like aliens didn't freak me out. I don't know why. Maybe it was because I liked watching, I don't know. I liked watching what was it? The X-Files and I read this book series called Animorphs where aliens gave the teenagers the power to morph into animals. Like of all the like creatures that gave me nightmares as a child, aliens were not one of them. It was typically things like mummies. They kind of creeped me out as a kid. I don't know why. Oh, Independence Day. Yeah, that's a classic. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yes. Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's right, 3000, not 2000. Yes. Ooh, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yes, that's a good classic. Oh, I also like Alien, the first one. Those aliens were creepy. Those aliens could make an appearance in my nightmares. The aliens from the movie Alien with their like jaws and then like little tiny mouth. The tiny mouth inside creeped me out like that. Ooh, that creeped me out like crazy. Oh no. You missed it. Misha says, going crazy looking through all my dang old files. I have a video that I must share. Can I find it? Of course not. Well, when you find it, like let me know and we can hop on here again. Then we can share it. Or you can message it to me. That would work too. Oh no, a nightmare about wasps. That doesn't sound fun. You know, like bugs have never given me the heebie jeebies. Like they haven't. Like even since I was a little kid, bugs have never bothered me. I mean, I don't like excessive bugs in my space, but they don't like eat, they don't like make go eek. Spiders don't bother me, you know. I have a healthy respect if they're poisonous, but I don't eke out about them. Except for those little like centipede millipede things and like parasitic worms. Like those ooh, those give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like that. I don't like them. Warren says, as I understand it, right after Close Encounters came out, people who reported seeing aliens suddenly all describing them just like the ones in the movie. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good example of confirmation bias. People were primed to expect aliens to look a certain way, and suddenly that was how they interpreted otherwise possibly neutral stimuli. Yeah. Huh, I'd never heard of this interpretation before, but maybe. Isn't dreaming of wasps mean you're going through trauma? Makes sense, miss. It's possible. Xenomorphs. I met the book Alien before the movie came out because in space, no one can hear you scream. Oh, bugs. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother to bring up sensitive topics such as bugs. They're my biggest fear besides losing my girls anyways. When I get anxious or stressed, I get the imaginary ones crawling up and down my body. Ooh, that's not fun. Let's go back to the happy place, the calm place, calm place. Yeah. Oh yeah, Signs was good. I enjoyed Signs. Okay, that made aliens seem kind of scary. That made them seem kind of scary. That's a good point. Thank you for reminding me of that. Oh wow, that's a lot missed. Oh gosh. Much ones and love and prayers and good vibes for Miss Dragon. I hope you don't have to go through all of that any more than absolutely necessary. I hope whatever you find out is smoothest sailing possible. So, well, guys, it's midnight where I am. I should probably start to wrap it up or start to think about wrapping it up. But hey, my child didn't wake up during this whole stream. Flash is chilling on the floor behind me. You may have seen him get up and walk around. That is the plus side. On the plus side, if I have reconstructive surgery, they will be perkier than they were when I was 25. Heck yeah, that's a silver lining. Oh, yeah, that's right. Misha, thank you. Remember the radio recording by Orson Welles that totally freaked out the world? I remember, like, I learned about that in like English class, like, or something like that. I don't know why English class, but I remember going over that. And it was a radio play, but supposedly they only announced it like at the beginning. So people were just tuning in and freaked out. It is late. Time got away from me. I was having fun talking to you guys. Yeah, it's been good to see you too, Rick Spicer. Go use your phone, prove it to yourself. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go order stuff on my phone, I guess. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all have been awesome. Hey, before I go, remember this guy is still here. We have Herman. Hey guys, I'm not an alien, I'm just a fish. Y'all have a good night. And then let's see. Who of my friends here should I share? Oogie Boogie. He's kind of like an alien. Oh no! Sorry. Oogie Boogie for Halloween. Crafty made him. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I was feeling kind of meh, having trouble winding down to go to sleep. Talking to y'all always makes me feel better. Thanks so much. And y'all have a great night. Take care. I'll see you back here sometime or in one of the other various chats we tend to frequent. Y'all have a great night. Take care. Ones in love for everybody who needs them. Yes, Dawn Gloves, the original War of the Worlds. Yes, heck yes. Y'all take care. Bye bye.